Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Robin and today we will be doing a book review on Diavola. If you like gothic horror, if you like Italy, if you like ghosts, or if you simply just think that this cover is one of the best covers you've ever seen on a book, then you should read this because this was a 5-star book for me, and let's get into why. This book is one of those books that I haven't had for a while where when I was at work or if I was out, my brain just kept going, but I could finish the book. I could be at home reading the book right now. That is what I want to do. So this book gave me that effect basically, and every time I wasn't reading it, I was just praying to be at home reading it, which is very, very high praise. This book follows our main character Anna, and she is about to go on holiday, a family holiday with her family to Italy. We joined her at the very start of the book. She has gone early to Italy, gone there 2 days beforehand because she wants to go check out the sights without like the breath of like her family being on her the entire time. None of her family know this, she's kept this a secret, and we start to realise maybe their family dynamic very early into how she's describing her family and why they wouldn't like the fact that she went early. Once she finishes her couple of days, she goes to see her family, and the family consists of her mum, her dad, her twin brother Benny, his boyfriend Christopher, not Chris, Christopher, her sister Nicole, her husband Justin, and their 2 kids Waverly and Mia. It is a packed family vacation, and as Anna is sort of like gearing up to go into the villa after having 2 days of wonderful peace by herself, as she's driving up, the taxi driver's like, "Are you sure you want to stay at this villa?" And she's like joking around like, "Why shouldn't I?" And he's like, "Oh, never mind." And that's all you get. As she pulls up, she sees some like movements in the curtains and she's just like, "Oh, that's just my nieces, like don't even worry about it." And also the thing that she gets from this whole place is it's a huge villa, this house, sort of in the middle of nowhere. It's just surrounded by cats, which is not unusual for, like, I've been to Greece and there are cats everywhere, so I guess I'm just comparing Greece to what Italy might be like, so it doesn't seem that unusual. And as she walks into the house, she announces herself and nobody seems to be in the house, but she just sort of like puts her bags down and is like, "Right, I'm gonna go find my family." She finds them in the back, they're all like swimming and getting ready, and immediately they're sort of very hostile towards her, I guess would be the word about it. Her sister immediately jumps on her and she's like, "Oh, I bet you had a lovely trip without kids. In fact, I bet you slept all the way. I bet you had such a fantastic time." And it's like, babe, those kids were your decision. You can't ride somebody's ass for that, alright? And so we start to get a sense of why Anna might have been very hesitant to spend this time with her family. She also asks, "Hey, is anybody in the house?" And they're like, "No, why?" Later on that night, they're all sitting down having a meal, and again, Anna sees something in the window and she just sort of like, it's nothing. It looks like there's somebody stood inside, and the way it's framed, it has to be someone stood inside, but she's like, "It's nothing, I'm not thinking about it." And again, her family are being very hostile towards her, asking about an ex-boyfriend, like why they're still not together and it's a shame and they really liked him, and asking her what she wants to do with her life and why she's not getting married and settling down. As somebody who's been around toxic families, not my own, I see this. Like, also like so many small extra details that Jennifer Thorne put in this book, the writer, of just like this small things that, like, as someone who also works in customer service with terrible people, that I also just like see. There's like a bit, and this might seem like nothing to anybody else, but there's a bit where they're all sat around the table eating their tea and the mum just like lets out a "ugh," and then like does this for like 2 minutes, and then like her sister is like, "Oh my god, are you okay, are you okay?" Like, I know that person, like I know who that is and I know why they did it. Like, there's just little things like that that really makes this family believable and toxic. And also this like toxic storyline feels like the main plot of the story, even though it's a haunted house book. And then in conversation, Christopher, her twin brother's boyfriend, brings up that, "Oh, there's one extra bedroom in here." And they're all like, how do you know? And he's like, "There's a tower at the back. I reckon the extra bedroom is in there." It's brought up that they are not allowed to enter this a tower, even though they have the key. And immediately you're like, "Oh, right, cool, yeah, okay, so they're gonna open the haunted thing and everything's gonna get worse." Like, I see that. But with the way that Christopher's character is written, he's a very pompous Wall Street guy who talks a lot about economics, and he's just a knob. Like, he's just a knob. He, on the second night, decides to go and open the tower door, and Anna catches him and Benny in the act and goes, hey, why are you going to open that? And he's like, because I know I'm right and I just want to be proved that I'm right. And so they open the door, they go up, and there is nothing in there, and things start to get a lot worse from there. The first night for opening the tower, Anna is sat in bed and she's asleep, and then she hears like whispering, and she's like, oh, it's just that my nieces are outside, like they're just whispering and stuff like that. And then she realizes that the whispering is in Italian. Anna can speak Italian. Realization is like freaks her out, obviously. And since the tower door being open, things just go all the way downhill. I think there was a couple of things in this book that were super interesting, because Anna's relationship with her family. Anna tries to bring up on numerous occasions that the house feels weird, that she doesn't want to go inside the house, and she wants to have a conversation with it because other people have begun to see ghosts. Anna like sees this ghost sort of behind her in the mirror. Every time she's in the mirror, she can like feel her breath on her. There's a lot of situations where people are now starting to see physical ghosts, and Anna wants to be the one that's like, we should get out of here, like I will pay, we go somewhere else, and nobody will give her the time of day. They shut her down immediately because it's coming from her. When you read a book and they don't leave immediately, and you see like creepy stuff and like happening, and the characters don't leave or don't run, and I think that it was built up enough with these characters, and they mentioned a couple of backstories where Anna has disappeared for the night with like a random stranger and ruined the holiday, and so Anna has this like additional social pressure from her family to sort of stay there and like try and shut the fuck up and be like, it's just a week, and then I can leave. And then something very bad happens, and Anna goes, fuck this, I'm going home. And so she books a plane and she goes all the way home, and her family sort of just cut her off basically. As she is trying to get back to her life, she realizes that the key from the tower has come back with her, and she ends up having haunted shit happen in her house at home, which I thought was an incredible twist, but I feel like it's too many spoilers if I tell you what happens. It's a very incredible book, and I think that the book written about this ghost woven into this like toxic family situation is a really fantastic move. Like I said, it almost feels like an A plot, like there is so much going on with that, and we find out like years down the line that they are still terrible people, and even though she has basically been cut off from everybody, they just don't have anyone to blame it on anymore. It's just over 300 pages, and I haven't not read any of Jennifer Thorne's other stuff, but this is genuinely like, yes, I want to. I think Loot has come out, or Loot has been out for a while, and I haven't read that, and so I think I will definitely be picking that up next. But I really enjoyed this. I think there were some creepy aspects to it. Don't expect, there was no sort of like body horror or gore or anything like that, so it definitely spooked me in certain points, but I'm very easily spookable, so don't take my word for it. But I genuinely really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed Anna as a character. I really enjoyed the ending of it. I really enjoyed the fact that like it also took place outside of Italy, and she tried to rid herself from the situation, and the ghost followed her home, and seeing that interaction with the ghost and her home and her work and how that affected her life for like 2-3 weeks after. And I really enjoyed the conclusion and her like trying to have this argument and fight with a ghost. I think it was all very well done. I think this book could have fallen into these tropes very easily. I think it's a very easy thing to do when it comes to like haunted mansion, haunted stuff. I adore the horror genre so much, I really do. And but a lot of them do feel like, oh, very predictable, like this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. And I think apart from the tower and the key situation, which again was written well enough that I was like, this person would absolutely do this. And I think that was the only thing that felt predictable to me. I really just enjoyed the creepiness of it, and I enjoyed creepiness of things of like the town reacting to them being in the villa. I gave this 5 stars because I just had a really good time with it. If you are looking for a horror book or, you know, a haunted book, and you want something that feels quite easy to read, because for me this is a super easy read as well. I definitely think that you should check this out because of the chapters and their cliffhangers, and I'm wanting to know the next step of the haunting, of like wanting to find out. I just felt gripped the entire time, and I think the ending didn't disappoint. I really enjoyed it. I could talk for hours about this book. In fact, I could break down the plot like beat by beat at this point. It was incredible. I really enjoyed this book. So if that interested you, then I would definitely check this out. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and I shall see you next time. Bye.